I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
I am California of the past.
Hello, my name is Leslie Charles Hedges, and I'm the current president of the Shakespeare Club of Pomona Valley, about which it is my privilege to talk to you today, and how I became connected to this wonderful organization. Since my retirement in 1997, I've tried to remain active in many committees and organizations in the Pomona area. About 5 years ago, I read in the newspaper of a Shakespeare Readers Club in Claremont. And I felt this was something that I would enjoy and was given a warm welcome to read Shakespeare's plays and sonnets, just one evening a month. And during my association with members of this organization, I learned of another organization called the Shakespeare Club of Pomona Valley. Now, I discovered that they held afternoon meetings in members' houses at which very learned producers, actors and teachers, well versed in their knowledge of Shakespeare and his works, would speak, and carrying on a tradition of over 105 years. It was formed in 1904 by a group of very determined ladies in the historic Shriver House, which is now relocated from Pomona to the Claremont College. And incidentally, the centenary of the club was held in the same house in 2004 by many of the current members. This archival photograph shows some of our very early members adorned in their choice of Shakespearean costumes to celebrate Shakespeare's birthday, which is on St. George's Day, April 23rd, 1564. Regrettably, this tradition is not carried on today. I also learned that it was the custom to serve tea and pastries after the presentation, and being of English origin, this was an added incentive. So for the modest annual fee, I joined. Now that was several years ago. And I can safely say this has proved to be a most pleasant way to spend one Monday afternoon a month learning and talking about one of the greatest playwrights in history. Well, you may ask, what possible interest can be found in discussing Elizabethan plays and sonnets? You will be most agreeably surprised at the beauty and depth of the language and the genius of this 16th century son of a glove maker. Now, here are just a few of the speakers that we enjoyed last season. We had Laurie Ann Farrell, who is a professor of modern history and literature at Claremont Graduate College, and she spoke on her experience as a rank amateur actor. Although she's a professor of history, she had never acted before. She told us about her experience. We also had the history professor Woods of Pomona College, whose subject is Tudor and Stuart England, and he told us about the worlds of Shakespeare's monarchs. Fascinating. Also, we had Professor James P. Taylor of Pomona College, and he spoke about the scenographic approaches to Shakespeare's plays. Now, he explained how important it is to light Shakespeare's plays in the correct way to make the scenes and the atmosphere and the mood for the players to project. In addition, we had Professor Tom Braddock of Chapman University, and he informed us about his 29 years of producing Shakespeare's plays. 29 years. And he also added that no two productions are the same. Professor Ward Elliott was another speaker from Claremont University who reminded us of the legacy of the Claremont Shakespeare Clinic, which he formed some years ago. And we must not forget Martha Andresson. She is a professor of English at Pomona College who instructed us in revisiting the sonnets. So, as you can see, we have very varied and enjoyable meetings. I would also like to show you some recent photographs of our activities illustrating our meetings. We are usually listening very intently to our speakers, who usually welcome questions, and lively discussions often follow. It's not possible for me to know who will view this video and at what time in the future. But what is important for me to say is that Shakespeare has survived for well over 400 years and still can be found in so many cities and organizations throughout America and the world. Many Shakespearean festivals are performed in Ashland, in Oregon, and in Cedar City in Utah. But don't forget to check your local high school plays and nearby theaters. I'm sure you will find first-class entertainment in your own area. There is also a Shakespeare Association of America based in Georgetown University, Washington, D.C. And you will also be very aware of the many Shakespearean films that the finest actors of stage and screen have produced for ongoing entertainment, if you prefer the larger screen. In closing, the Shakespeare Club of Pomona Valley has provided many hours of enjoyment for me and other people like me for over a century. It is my sincere hope that it will continue to do so for a very long time to come. Thank you for watching.